Good morning, class. Today we are on Saxon Math Book 3, Lesson 84, and the skill that I am going to show you today, you are going to use probably for the rest of your life. As a math student and then as a teenager and a grown-up, you will need to know how to multiply two-digit numbers. So we're going to go through it nice and slow today, and I promise you will get practice every single day. So if you don't get it 100% after today's video, that is okay. We're going to go back over it and over it and over it until you are a master. So you guys know that if we have 3/4, we have 75 cents. We can count by 25s. 25, 50, 75 cents. So today I'm going to show you how to do that with pencil and paper. So we have 3 groups of 25. We're going to write it as a multiplication problem. 25, we can even put cents here because we're talking about money. 25 cents times 3. So here's the process every time. We start with our ones. So we take the number that we're multiplying down here and we say, what is 3 times 5? So you might know the answer, or you might need to count by 5s, 5, 10, 15. And so, just like in addition, we got 15. We have to put our 5 down here, and we have to carry our 1. Now, here's where I do something just a little bit different, and this is to help me in the next step. When I carry this 1, it's a plus 1. I'm going to have to add it to whatever answer I get for my tens place. And since this is a multiplication problem, I like to put a little plus 1 up there just to remind me I'm adding that 1, I'm not multiplying it. So we multiply our ones place, we got our answer, we carried our 10 here, 15, and I wrote a little plus 1. Now we're going to multiply our tens place. So we're still multiplying it times 3. We need to say, what is 2 times 3? We can think of it as, what is 2 tens times 3? Because really this 2 is a 20. It's 25 cents, not 2 and 5 cents. So we say, what's 20 cents times 3? Well, I can count by 20s. 20, 40, 60. So I have 60 cents. And look here, it's the tens place that's open. I could write a 6 for 65, but remember my plus 1 that I carried. So 2 times 3 gives me 6. I have 6 tens, plus I have the 1 10 from my earlier problem when I multiplied the ones place. So I've got 6 tens plus 1 10 for a total of 75 cents. 25 cents times 3 is 75 cents. Now, is it easier for you to just count by 25s in this type of problem? Yes, absolutely. And if we have 25 times anything, I would suggest that you do that one in your head. However, sometimes you're going to get a problem that's like 57 times 8, and you're going to say, I don't know how to do that in my head. I don't know how to count by 57. So in this case, you would use that same strategy I taught you. Now, we're not going to do that one today because that would give us a little bit bigger answer than what Saxon has you doing today. So our next example says 1 foot is 12 inches. Mr. Sims is 6 feet tall. How many inches tall is Mr. Sims? So he's 6 feet. Each foot is 12 inches. So we're going to do 6 groups of 12, or 12 times 6. Now, if you've memorized your times tables, you already know this without having to do this new multiplication strategy. However, we're going to do the new strategy just so we get practice with these familiar problems. So remember, we multiply our ones place first. 6 times 2. That gives me 12. We drop our 1 here to the ones place, and we have to carry our 10. That extra 10 gets added, so I write a little +1. Now we multiply our tens place. 1 times 6 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. And is 12 times 6 equal to 72? Yes, it is. There's our answer. Okay, our next example has a picture of a square, and it says that one side is 32 feet. Okay, it's a square. That means each of these sides is going to be 32 feet. And the problem says the walls of a square classroom are 32 feet long. What is the perimeter of the room? So perimeter, we are going to add up each of the 4 sides. But it's a square, so we're talking 4 groups of 32. So I can write it as a multiplication problem. 4 groups of 32. And we want to multiply our ones place first. 2 times 4 is 8. We didn't have to carry anything this time. So no big deal. We just don't put a +1 up there. Then we multiply our tens place. 3 times 4 is 12. So in theory, we could carry our +1, right? But just like an addition problem, when you get over to that last place value to the left, we don't bother to carry it. We would just write the 12. We do the same thing in multiplication. I can see there's nothing left for me to multiply here, so I just write my whole answer, my 1 and my 2, and I already had the 8. So 128, right there, feet. 128 feet would be the answer to this problem. All right, our next example says find the product 5 times 26. 5 times 26. So they wrote it like this. We don't want to write it like that. When we're multiplying a 1-digit number times a 2 or 3 or 4-digit number, we want the big number on top. So we're going to write it as 26, and we want that 1-digit number on the bottom. That just makes it so that we can use our strategy and multiply as easily as possible. All right, so we're going to do our multiplication. We want to multiply 5 times 6, our ones place. 5 times 6 is 30. Ooh, we have to carry a 3. Same process. I'm just going to write a +3 up there instead of a +1. And then we multiply our tens place. 5 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 3 is 13. And so we have an answer of 130. All right, we are going to do the lesson practice. I will put those problems up on the board behind me. Once I get them all up, you can pause the video and try them on your own. And then when you come back, we'll go over the answers together. Okay, E and F are word problems. So let's try these on your own. Can you see those? My light's a little skippy. Let me try turning it down. All right, that first one says 12 times 4. If you're having trouble reading it on the video, go ahead and pause, give those a shot, and then come back when you're ready to see the answer. So 12 times 4. We multiply the ones place first, and 2 times 4 gives us 8. Then we multiply the tens place. 4 times 1 is 4, so our answer is 48. 21 times 5. Ones place first. 5 times 1 is 5. Tens place. 5 times 2 is 10, so our answer is 105. C, 15 times 4. Our ones place is 5 times 4, 20. So here's the first one we have to carry in. We drop our ones, our 0 ones, and we carry those tens. Then we multiply. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 for an answer of 60. And finally, we have 35 times 3. 5 times 3 is 15. Carry that 1. Multiply our tens. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus 1 is 10. So an answer of 105. Okay, so couple word problems here. E says a foot is 12 inches. The ceiling is 8 feet high. How many inches high is the ceiling? If you haven't done that one, try that right now. I'll read it one more time. A foot is 12 inches. The ceiling is 8 feet high. How many inches high is the ceiling? Put me on pause to try that one. Then come back and we'll go over the answer together. So a foot is 12 inches and the ceiling is 8 feet. So we have 8 sets of 12 inches. Multiplication problem. We're going to multiply our ones. 8 times 2 is 16. Carry my 10. Multiply our tens. 8 times 1 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. So 96 inches would be our answer. And our final problem says a pound is 16 ounces. Leon weighed 7 pounds when he was born. How many ounces is 7 pounds? If you haven't done that, try it on your own now. A pound is 16 ounces. Leon weighed 7 pounds when he was born. How many ounces is 7 pounds? Put me on pause till you finish and then come back to see the answer. Okay, 16 ounces for each pound. Leon weighed 7 pounds. Multiplication problem, 7 times 6, that is a tricky one. Here's my trick for doing it in my head. I know that we're talking about 6 groups of 7 here. So what if I turn it into an easier problem? What if I say, what is 5 groups of 7? Oh, that's easy, Mrs. Duarte, that's 35. Yes. So I need 6 groups of 7, which means I need to have one more group of 7 here. 35 plus 7, I can do that in my head. That's 42. So 6 times 7 is 42. We're going to carry my plus 4 tens up there. Multiply the ones. 1 times 7 is 7. Plus 4 is 11. So Leon weighed 112 ounces. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for you to do your written practice, which begins on page 458 of your textbook. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again soon.